Okay. We focus every reading, we focus on an aspect of ourselves and then expand upon it with the Zen Tarot deck. And the theme or the topic is usually from a separate oracle deck. And the one that I'm using this month is the Earth Magic deck by Stephen Farmer. It's right here. And the card that I pulled for you guys at this time, Virgo, is the card of the eagle. Communion. So the guidance right now, if you could see the artwork here, I don't know, there's a glare, but how man and the animal, the eagle, are communicating. Okay? So this is a calling for you, Virgo, to commune with nature. Okay? If you're caught up in the race and life is, taking you right and left and your schedule's crazy and, you hardly feel like you have time to breathe, which is what most humans can get caught up in at most any given time. This is a calling for you to remember to be with nature and communicate with nature. Actually sit maybe in an open-eyed meditation focused on an element of nature. An animal, a plant, a tree, body of water, a mountain, whatever. Really just get in, find the space and time to touch back down to that which we came from, that which we are aligned with, which is, the planet Earth. We are made of the same elements as the earth is made of. Our bodies are, we're all made of the same substance, right? Stardust. And we forget that. We forget to touch down and get grounded at times. So at this point, you're being called to sort of get off the treadmill for a little bit, even if it's just 10 minutes a day for the next few weeks, and get back in touch with nature. Okay? And look at that, because your starting point is the existence card. This talks about, basically, generally, this card is saying home is where you are. Okay? So, nothing more communing with nature than to just experience the entire universe like this figure is doing here. But that is a wonderful start to this practice, to this reading, because, getting to sit on top of that mountain, that's your home in the moment, or going to sit in the sand and watching the ocean, that is your home in this moment, right? And that's exactly the nature of this reading, is to commune with nature more often. Internally within you, that is supporting this ability to just be, right, is this laziness card. It kind of feels that this takes on different meanings for me at different times. And what the first flash of intuition that I got when I pulled it was, you're good, Virgo. You've done a lot. You've gotten yourself to a great place in your life externally, right? Like your connections are becoming better. Maybe your career is good, your schooling, your family, whatever. You're in a good place. So be with that. Just rest, right? Rest for a minute. Rest on your laurels. That's kind of what the message of that card can say. And getting to be, in touch with nature more will remind you of the magnitude of your accomplishments, but also all that there is, how much more there is out there, right, to experience. And, the earth can be very humbling, because as much as we, sort of take it for granted, as far as nature goes, animal life, plant life, it's all happening. It's always happening. It's always moving and growing. It's always changing. It's always adapting. We like to cut down forests and, people start fires or whatever. But it's always replenishing. The earth is always it's always going to, survive. It will. Humans may not, but the earth will. And, that's the space that you want to get into. When getting in connection with that is, there's a humbling to it, with as much as you've accomplished and as much as you have reason to feel, that you can rest on your laurels at this time, there's still so much more going on, right? And you're being called right now to get in touch with that so much more that's out there. Okay. Keep in mind now, if you decide to, maybe you want to go on a retreat, who knows, and really just check out for a couple weeks or whatever. In your external world, you might feel a pull, or others might judge it and say that's wrong to do that. You can't just check out. You can't just go away or whatever. If that's the case, that you want to really, really go, get in touch with nature and maybe go on a retreat, then there isn't any wrong time. There isn't any, there should be no judgment on that as far as in your external world, as far as from others. But even if it's just that you want to increase your practice of being in nature, go to the park once a week or go to the ocean or wherever you may live, there's always a source of Earth will always provide you with some source of being in touch with nature. Even if it's animals, if you have animals, spend more time with them, real quality, just quiet time. What this guidance is saying is you've earned it. You need the break. Wherever you are is perfect, on this planet. And there isn't a right or wrong way to go about it. So this morality thing is a very harsh, mind-controlled judgment, mind-driven judgment on, what's right, what's wrong, what's good and bad or whatever. And, there just really is no such thing. You can release those judgments and just do your thing, take that break. Take that break. You need the break. Moving forward, this is going to create, look at that, because I love it. This break, this communing with nature, this conscious decision to be more in touch with the source of, the planet. And this, if you go to a forest and, be with the trees or whatever it is that you choose, just that action itself is planting seeds for your next steps, for your next level, for your next phase of existence, right? It's going to allow you to become and continue to become you and evolve into more and more of the truest sense of you. Okay. But, we do as humans get caught up in the externals, get the education, get the fancy car, get the career, go down that track. There is a lot more going on underneath all of that than just the achievements, right? And this is what you're starting to get, Virgo, as much as anyone, is that, that quality of life that's underneath it all is what drives the external stuff, is the most important thing. And so your little, nature vacations or whatever are going to be very important for you. It will open up a new perspective for you and ways to see, the unfolding of your life and how you show up in it. Okay. Okay. So next steps, this next level here is kind of what's coming for you. And look at this. Oh, do I love it. Okay. Now, I swear every single time that I do a reading for Virgo, I pull the stress card. I don't know if that's true. You guys are going to have to tell me, but this comes up a lot. I feel that for you, your relationship to stress, I feel that you guys can tolerate a lot more than others, maybe, than other signs, or the stress is kind of a healthy, you have a healthy relationship with it. And when it starts to tip the scales and become unhealthy, that's when you got to kind of, brush off your knees and move to the next level. Like get it, it's time to make a change, right? I think you have a healthy enough relationship to stress. Now, stress is a driver. It moves us forward, right? It has a way of guiding us. But if we get caught too much up in it, then we get kind of lost. So the trick is to back off when that starts to build up, back off, get back down to basics, get in touch with the nature that's all around you. And, and also the core of your soul, right? Do more spiritual practice, more meditation, whatever that is to get you back to the root of who you are, right? So I'm feeling like the whole topic of this reading is stress management, which it kind of is a lot for you guys, but I think you got it. And I think that being able to practice some of this, checking out a little bit and being with nature more will, like I said, it plants seeds for your next steps. And one of your next steps is literally a rebirth. Like if this is a spiritual rebirth, it could be moving on to a higher level of awareness. It could be literally in your world, reimagining your persona or your career or your connections. But there is a renewal coming as a result of this communing with nature, as a result of that contact, that touchstone that you're going to find with the natural world. It will create a new level for you. Okay. And within you, you're getting this. You're becoming wiser, more mature. This figure is really just resting with a real strong sense of equanimity that all is well. Things really do always have a way of working out, even if they get stressful at times, right? The stress rises, but I can drop back from that. The stress starts to rise a little much, I can drop back. And I could rest into my truth and get in touch with nature and then feel refreshed and feel ready to attack it again, right? It's kind of like a cycle. And also in your external world, as a result of some of this practice, you may find that you shed connections, relationships, aspects of yourself, old paradigms, old ways of needing things to be, the old expectations. You may learn that you're starting to shed that and you feel lighter, you feel freer in your life. It's all the cycle, get to work, get it done, drop back, get back in touch with nature, and then start again. This is kind of like a perpetual guidance. This guidance could be for anyone really. But for right now, Virgo, it's for you.